Funding for HomeTowne Pets is provided by the Animal Clinic of Morris Plains, 3009 Route 10 in Morris Plains. Veterinary care for companion animals, exotics, avian, and pocket pets, and Choice Pet 1260 Springfield Avenue in New Providence or at choicepet.com, your source for all your pet care needs.
Hi, I'm Amy Prisbilko, and welcome to another episode of HomeTowne Pets. I'm here today at the St. Hubert's Animal Welfare Center, and I'm super excited to be joined by Nora Parker, who's the Goodwill Ambassador here at St. Hubert's, as well as Meg Byrne, who's the Director of Behavior and Training. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for coming.
So Nora, if you can tell us a little bit about the adoption process here at St. Hubert's.
I think doing adoption is one of our favorite things here at St. Hubert's, and we love nothing better than seeing a dog, cat, or small animal go off happily to their new home and leave homelessness behind them. We are open 7 days a week. We have 4 adoption sites that people can visit to adopt a pet, and it's a very easy, open process for people. Our counselors will help them select the best match for their family, and in most cases they go home with their new pet the very same day.
Oh, that's super exciting.
It is.
And you can, people can check out your website too,
Yes,
right? To
they can
see
visit.
what pets are available. Okay.
They can go to
St.
sthuberts.org/ animals available for adoption and meet the pets before they come in to visit and see if there's anyone that strikes their fancy that they in particular want to make sure they visit when they come in.
Well, and they're going to see a couple today too.
Yes.
Okay, so Meg, if you can tell us a little bit about what you do in the training center and how someone watching today could get involved in training their pets.
Okay, excellent. So first, thank you very much for having us. I'm very excited to be here. The St. Hubert Training and Behavior Center has been around for about 35 years, and we offer pet training classes to the public. We offer basic pet training classes, including things that address general manners, teaching dogs not to jump on people. We also offer private training sessions for dogs that maybe need a little bit of extra help if they have some behavior problems. We have a specialty class for dogs that are not great with other dogs and maybe need a little bit of help and feeling more comfortable being around other dogs. We also offer sports training classes, including things like agility, rally, and nose work classes.
Wow, that's quite a bit of offerings here.
It
in
is,
the training
and the regular
perspective.
training goes from kindergarten up to advanced, and there's nothing more fun than puppy kindergarten.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
We have a lot of fun in puppy kindergarten classes. And what's great is each set of classes runs into the next. So after you go through puppy kindergarten, the next class is a basic training class. And what you learn in puppy kindergarten actually kind of carries over into basic obedience, and then it carries over into the advanced training classes as well. Everything kind of builds on it. The other thing that we're working on right now is actually developing some classes that would be fun for people outside of just those general training. So we're working on putting together some classes that may be helpful for people that have some older pets that they already have some basic manners, but they want to get out and do some fun things with them, either when the weather's not great or if they're just looking for another way to help bond with their pet.
So if I had a dog and I had already trained my dog with someone else, I could then continue training here with you? With your classes, if I felt like there was something that was still missing between the relationships?
Absolutely. So we offer those basic classes, but we also offer training classes that are more geared towards dogs that have either had some training before, maybe they need a little bit of a brush up, or for people that maybe their schedules don't work. So most of our classes are either 6 or 8 weeks long, but we're also offering sessions that are one session at a time. So for instance, you could sign up for a Monday night 1-hour training class that has to do with loose leash walking and recall, for instance. So if somebody says, gosh, my dog is...
What did you say, loose?
Loose leash walking and recall.
Okay.
So you're not this guy anymore.
Okay, so that, I see the people that are being
Right.
pulled by their dogs
Yes.
as they're walking. So that's what that
Exactly.
means. Okay.
So a lot of times folks will come in and say, you know, my dog's really well behaved. He's very friendly. He sits when I ask him to. He's house trained, but he drags me around on a leash. So
Right.
they may not want a full 8-week training class. They really just want to work on the loose leash walking, and they could schedule a private session to meet with a trainer, or they could sign up for one of our one and done classes, which is
Okay.
just to focus on 1 or 2 specific issues.
That's great.
So, and the wonderful thing is that no matter how old your dog is, you can learn anything, and the dog can learn anything. And the thing that's really important about training is that it's not just to teach the dog skills or teach the human skills. It's a lot of it has to do with the human-animal bond. So when we bring animals into pet training classes, our goal is really to increase the quality of life for both people. So if a human's not taking the dog for a walk or not taking as long of a walk as they'd like because the dog's pulling them, we can help with that. And what happens is we make the dog happier, make the human happier, and what happens is they like each other better, and ultimately
Everybody's happier.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
I think one thing to add, having taken a lot of our classes with my own dog, is it's kind of like going to school for the humans.
I was just
You
thinking
go
of
once
that.
a
Yes.
week, and you're lucky enough to have Meg or one of our other great certified trainers get you through class for that week. And then next Tuesday, you're going to come back again. But if you really want to have success, you have to do the homework.
Right.
So you have to go home and practice those things during the week.
Right.
But that's what builds that trust and that bond between you and your dog, is setting aside that little bit of time, even 20 minutes twice a day,
The
to go over
routine.
what you learned.
Right.
And I think that even people that, for me, if you kind of know how to do some of the training, because I've been taking our classes since the school opened, I kind of know how to do it, but I still sign up for class, A, to get my dog out and around other people and dogs,
Right.
and B, if I have to show up with all you guys next Tuesday, that will make me do the homework.
Yes.
Where if I'm on my own, I'm like, eh.
Right.
So it's
Right,
really
right.
good.
So there's a little competitive
discipline
edge
for
there,
the humans too.
right? It's
Exactly.
the competitive edge
Good
of,
training
of
for the humans, too.
Absolutely.
Right, to train their dogs. To
Exactly,
be.
and it's fun.
Meg has given us some amazing information about what they do here with the behavioral dog training. So we're going to go out right now, grab a dog, and get started.
Hi, I'm Paul Sedlacek, and this is the Animal Clinic of Morris Plains. We're standing in our exotic animal room at the animal clinic, and I'm accompanied by my exotic animal technician, Jennifer. Exotic animal medicine is one of the important parts of our practice. We have one of the largest exotic animal caseloads in the state. It's impossible to know everything about every type of animal, so what we concentrate on is comparative anatomy and comparative medicine. How is a bird different than a rabbit? How is a hedgehog different than a guinea pig? By knowing these major differences, we're more able to appropriately treat the patient. Jennifer is now holding a cockatiel and an Alexandra parrot. The main issues we deal with pet birds are dietary issues related to too much seeds in the diet. We want any kind of seed or seed mix to be no more than 50% of the diet. Also, knowing the husbandry is important. A cockatiel is more of a desert bird, would need a dry environment, where this parrot is from a more tropical environment and would need higher humidity. Jennifer is holding Stewie, an Angora rabbit who is actually a rescue case. With rabbits, diet issues are paramount. We want high fiber in the diet, lots of greens, lots of hay, and very few pellets. Most people tend to overfeed pellets. In a long-haired rabbit like this, frequent brushing is important also as part of their routine care. We've got a couple other exotic patients here. This is a hairless guinea pig, and this is a hedgehog. One of the issues regarding guinea pigs are they're our only domestic animal that has a vitamin C requirement, so we need to be sure that we have vitamin C containing foods or add additional vitamin C into their diet. Hedgehogs are notorious for getting cancer even at young age, so anytime we have an ill hedgehog, that's on our list. They also get a lot of skin problems secondary to mites. If you're considering getting an exotic animal pet, be sure to do your research ahead of time. Also, be sure to use your exotic animal veterinarian, such as the Animal Clinic of Morris Plains, as a resource person. They can provide valuable information on how to care for your exotic pet.
While Meg goes out and gets our dog, Nora, can you tell us a little bit about who we're going to meet?
We are going to meet Huey. Huey is about 7 months old. Okay. He came from one of our shelter partners in South Carolina. And like most 7 months old dogs, he's an adolescent, full of energy, a little full of himself, testing the waters of life. And so, like all dogs that are adopted from St. Hubert's, Huey will get a discount on a training class in our center. And we also, for some dogs, offer a full scholarship. For dogs that we feel really, really, really must go to school just because they're high energy and need some manners help. And then we also have some general scholarships that our adoption counselors will provide at their discretion for folks for whom the adopting the dog and paying the school tuition might be a hardship. We don't want that to be a barrier to training, so we have people that are kind enough to donate those scholarships so that others can attend school because they know the benefits having gone with their own dogs.
That's so great.
So, Megan
Thank
Huey,
you for sharing that with us.
Megan Huey will show us how it's done, and I should point out that they don't really know each other yet, so we'll really get to see how training works in action.
Huey's here to learn some rules today. He's young, as Nora had mentioned. Hey, Huey, come here, buddy. Good boy. So one of the things we're working on with Huey here at St. Hubert's is we're teaching him not to jump on people. And one of the ways that we can do that is by rewarding him with little bits of something delicious when he does something other than jump on us. So, Huey, come here, buddy. Come on, hello. So if he jumps on me, I just turn my body away. Yes, good boy. And when he sits, I give him a treat. And I'm just teaching him that when he jumps on me, I won't pay any attention to him. Good boy. But when he puts his butt on the floor, I'm going to tell him how good he is. And if he lays down, because that's a behavior that I'm going to be pretty happy with, I'm going to give him a piece of cheese right on the floor between his paws so he thinks it's worth it. And now I'm going to see, yes, good job. Here you go, buddy. Good man. Very nice. Good boy. The cool thing about dog training is that dogs learn a lot of things by trial and error. And every time he jumps on me, yes, I just turn my body really slightly. Now, sometimes, oh, thank you. Sometimes people want to tell their dog no or off, and sometimes that can be helpful. But the other problem is that dogs sometimes think that that's part of a game, and they might jump on you even more. Good boy.
Now, I'm noticing that you're giving him little treats. What about touch? Is that a reward for a dog or not necessarily?
It is in some situations, and it's not in other situations. Some dogs get really excited when you touch them, so they'll jump even more. Some dogs, actually, and Huey's one of those dogs that really does like touch. So if I come down here and I pet him, he actually gets quite calm. But some dogs, when you start petting them when they're seated, they'll start jumping up and jumping on you because they think it's a game. They think maybe it's time to wrestle, or they think it's time to get crazy. So it really depends on the dog. Other dogs are in the middle of work mode. If they're really busy training and you try to pet them, they'll kind of duck away because they're expecting something different.
I see.
So petting and praise tends to be a better reinforcer or reward for dogs after you've taught them some basic manners first. So once they know the game and they understand the rules, it's a lot easier to use petting or praise as a reward. Good boy, Huey. Oh, thank you. So Huey's a really fast learner, so it looks like we may want to bring out one of the other dogs that we have to show you some other things because he's kind of pooped.
He picked that up pretty quickly,
He
though,
did.
not to jump on you, and if he didn't, he would get that treat.
Right, he did, and it's funny, so now that I stand up again, some dogs will think it's an invitation. Huey! Over here, hello. Good boy.
Wow.
He's a really smart little guy. And the thing is he's going to try to jump because I bet somebody pet him once when he was jumping.
So you haven't trained Huey like this before?
Nope. I've
Wow,
met
that
him
is
today.
quick progress.
Good boy.
You're gonna be the
Yeah, such a
valedictorian.
smart little bug. And you notice he was about to lay down too. He's like, sometimes I get a treat for that, so I might as well try that again. Good boy. Very nice job.
Shelby is the next of our little canine friends that's going to work with Meg. Shelby's about 8 months old as well, so she's also an adolescent, and she's a very, very high energy girl. So we expect that she will love not only regular training, but she would excel at some of the sports training activities, which would be a great outlet for her.
So Shelby has had somebody teach her how to sit and lay down when asked. So what's great about this is now we can start building on those behaviors. Shelby, so I can reinforce her with a little treat for staying in position. And if she gets up, it's no big deal. She's still learning. Shelby, come here. She gets a little distracted because, like a lot of adolescent dogs, they're very interested in the environment. Yes, good girl. And now the next thing we would start working on is teaching, yes, her to look into my eyes. Dogs don't naturally make a lot of eye contact. We have to teach them, yes, that's what we like. Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the food lure right up by my eyes, and the moment, Shelby, I catch her eyes, yes, I'm saying yes and then delivering a treat. Good girl, very nice. Yes, so now what I've done is I've pulled that food lure away. Yes, good girl. If I get eye contact, I'm saying yes and treating her. Good girl, honey. Yes. She keeps looking at the camera, people. She's a little bit nervous. She's probably never seen them before in her life. Yes, good job. So eventually, once I can get her to give me pretty good eye contact, I can actually teach her that her name means give me eye contact. Yes. So now, Shelby. Yes,
Wow.
good girl.
She adds a little bit of embellishment to it.
She does.
She must know she's on TV.
A little bit of a
Yes.
clip.
Shelby. Yes, good job. Shelby. Yes, good girl.
It's amazing to see her energy and how it has changed. She's focused, she's concentrated, she's responding
Good
really
job.
quickly.
Yes, very nice job. What a good girl. Shelby. Yes. She's a really awesome dog because she loves to train. She loves to work. So one of the reasons we gave a scholarship to Shelby is so that she can go home and get started and to actually continue the training that, yes, we're already working on with her here. She's going to be an amazing pet, but she's excited and she's young and she just needs to learn some rules. And as you can see, she's already offering some behavior. She lays down, she sits, she does a lot of good girl. She does a lot of the things that I like. Shelby.
It almost looks because you're
Yes.
trying to explain what you're doing at the same time that if the treat doesn't come immediately, she tries the next thing.
Yes.
Well, lay down then. Now there you
Yeah,
go.
There you go, right.
And dogs like this are awesome because they're like, what does the human want? Do you want me to sit? How about I lay down? How about I look into your eyes? How about I try this again? What do you want? Yes. So she'd make an awesome dog to do some really cool, fun training with because she wants to learn and she's so interested in figuring out what we want. Shelby. Yes, very nice job.
Bye, Shelby. Thanks for coming. Oh, bye. We got to meet Huey and Shelby. Such sweet dogs. They're available for adoption. You can call St. Hubert's at 973-377-2295 or visit the website at sthuberts.org. Stay tuned. We have an amazing story about a cat rescue, and we're going to get to meet some of those cats coming up. I understand that you do a lot of rescue here at St. Hubert's, and this summer in particular, you had a really special rescue mission. Can you tell us about that?
We did. We received a call for help. And we were told that there was a property up in Sussex County where there were up to 100 cats living on one property, and that they were in a crisis situation. It was a very sad story. The cats were at one time cared for. A family member had died, and who was left was an infirm elderly gentleman who for a long time did the best he could, but finally realized that he was in way over his head, couldn't care for the cats.
And that's when he reached out to St. Hubert's?
And that's when he was willing to accept help. And it can be hard for people, it's embarrassing for them, but we sent a team up and discovered that here we were at the beginning of a heat wave, the temperatures were rising to 100, there was no running water, no utilities on this property, and these kitties really were in dire straits. Yes. And so we began immediately, we set up a triage area here at the shelter, and our cat expert teams went up to begin trapping and gathering the cats to get them out of that situation and back here. So they did that day and night from before dawn until late into the dark of night for a week or so, and then continued to monitor until we were certain that there were no more cats left at all. And the number ended up being 193.
Oh my gosh.
So we refer to them as the 193. And they were in very rough shape when they came, Amy. They were dirty, they were hungry, they had runny eyes, and but thankfully, as our vet teams went through testing everyone, they were testing negative for the kinds of illnesses that might have meant a much sadder ending because we couldn't fix them up. Instead, they all had things that were fixable with the right meds and good nutrition to get them back on track.
I understand that you have some tape of the rescue.
We do. We have a video from start of gathering the kitties all the way through to them being restored to good health.
I can't wait to see it.
It's a good one.
In late June, St. Hubert's received an emergency call to rescue 100 cats on a single property, living in intense heat with little food and water and in need of immediate medical attention. St. Hubert's team mobilized quickly, working on site for weeks, trapping as many cats as possible. What we originally thought was 100 cats quickly turned into 175 cats living on the property, making this our largest cat rescue to date.
They've been involved in a large colony here for a couple of years. So today we started to come in early morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we worked the property here, pushing all the animals up towards the house. And then we started an initial lay of traps.
Upon arrival at St. Hubert's Madison shelter, we set up an emergency staging area similar to that of a disaster response situation. We first examined all of the cats to get those who were ill or injured immediate treatment.
A lot of them had gastrointestinal issues, parasites, flea dermatitis, they came in missing ferns and such because of the fleas.
We have dedicated our Noah's Ark campus to the care of these cats, moving existing animals to our other shelters.
Although a lot of them are still leery about being picked up, they crave human attention. They come over to you. They want their head scratched. Very engaging behaviors. So that's very encouraging for us to see.
Thank you to our supporters who have contributed to this massive rescue effort. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to provide life-saving care to these 175 cats in need. Over the next weeks and months, we will be searching for adoptive families to open up their hearts and homes to these amazing cats. When we look into their eyes, we can see just how truly grateful they are to feel comfort, love, and joy. Thank you for making this work possible.
Just for the record, the video mentioned that there were 175 cats rescued, but actually Nora told us that the end count was 193.
Yes, 193, because we stayed on that property until we were sure we had every single cat.
And who do we have here?
This kitty is not one of the 193. This kitty is Nobby, And he's what we call just a ridiculous cat. Just look at him, unlike the dogs, like he doesn't care about the camera crew. He's what we call a bomb-proof type of cat. He would do well in a home with dogs, cats, humans, kids, a big family. He's just an easygoing guy. He's about 7 years old, which is young for a cat. And he came to us from a shelter that reached out to us that was closing their doors and would no longer be operating. And so they needed to find other organizations to take in their pets that were waiting for adoption. And we were lucky enough to get Nobby. So when you're choosing a pet for adoption, if you want to know exactly that what you see is what you get, then an adult cat might be a good choice for you, because this is who he is. He's fully grown, mature, and he has even worked at some of our birthday parties when he's here. He's like a purring motor machine, and he's so snuggly and friendly, and he makes friends right away. So Nobby is a guy that would be a great addition to any family that loves cats, because he's so easygoing.
Well, and he looks, right, and he's so flexible.
He is.
Right? You're just moving him around.
He's just a big marshmallow. Right, Nobby?
I scared him.
So maybe Nobby would like to visit with Amy.
Okay,
and we'll
great.
meet the other side of the spectrum. There you go, Nobby.
It's been a while since I've gotten to hold a cat.
So
Sweet.
That's what you get when you adopt an adult. And now we're going to see a younger version. Thank you. So Tangerine is, if you like fun and adventure and lots of things to do, then certainly a kitten may be your cup of tea. Or what we like to recommend is 2 kittens, because they keep each other busy and they play with each other, and they really enjoy having a feline friend. The unique thing about Tangerine, in addition to this beautiful coat that she has, is that Tangerine is a female. And orange cats, even in the paler shades like Nobby, are about 80% of the time are male cats. So a cat of this coloration, a female, is unusual. And like all our cats, she has been spayed, fully vaccinated. They're all spayed or neutered, fully vaccinated, microchipped before they go off to their new homes. And so this is another one of our little friends, ready and willing to join a family. And she's a lively little
very
kitten.
playful. Yes, you can tell.
We recommend a kitten friend to go home with her, because that would certainly benefit her lively personality.
And both of these cats are available for
They
adoption.
are available for adoption to good homes, and they're both ready to go. You take them home the same day that you meet them.
A big thank you goes out to Meg and Nora and all of the pets that we've met here today. If you're interested in adopting a pet, call St. Hubert's, 973-377-2295, or visit their website at sthuberts.org. I'm Amy Prisbilko. Thank you for joining me at HomeTowne Pets, and look forward to our holiday show.
Funding for HomeTowne Pets is provided by Choice Pet, 1260 Springfield Avenue in New Providence, or at choicepet.com, your source for all your pet care needs, and the Animal Clinic of Morris Plains, 3009 Route 10 in Morris Plains. High-quality veterinary care for companion animals, exotics, avian, and pocket pets.